Today I'm going to talk to you about eye emergencies. 4 weeks ago on a Sunday evening, I started to get flashes in my left eye. On the edge, when I moved my eye, I had this kind of flashing, silvery flashing. I could still see well, but I was worried that my retina was detaching, which is an eye emergency. A detached retina can lead to blindness. Because I could still see fairly well and I was tired, I decided to go to sleep and see how I was in the morning. The next morning, the flashes were gone, but there was this weird visual thing like a curtain or a piece of material moving around in my eye when I moved my left eye. And when I blinked, I had an osteopath appointment, so I decided to go to that and then make a decision about where I would go to have a look at my eye. While I was at the osteopath, she looked at my eyes with a torch and she said the left one looked different to the right one. And she recommended that I should see an optometrist. Now, of course, it was Monday, so they're all open. I called the osteopath closest to my home from the car and told them I thought I had a detached retina. They told me to come straight in. The optometrist did an air pressure test where they put the air on and they check the pressure in the eye. They put drops in my left eye to make the pupil big. Then they examined the retina. The optometrist explained that the posterior vitreous had detached in my eye. The retina, however, looked good. She explained that because this had happened, I was much more likely to get a detached retina, to experience a detached retina in the first 4 to 6 weeks following. I was relieved to know my retina was okay, but to be sure, I checked the placement of my bed. Why I did that is because I'd been studying feng shui for a couple of years and I wanted to look at the basic chart. I looked at the chart and my bed head was in the south sector, which is a problem for detached retina and other eye problems, and it's fire. So I moved my bed head to the opposite side of the room, which is water. Water puts out fire, hey? So that would be a healing thing. So I've moved my bed head to the right, the other side of the room to water, and it's good for healing. 2 days ago, I went for my 4-week checkup and had the test repeated, and everything was on track. My retina was still okay, thank goodness. And they told me to come back if I had any more floating things that were quite significant, or any pain, or flashes, new things. I've always been someone that seeks medical help as quickly as possible, especially in an urgent situation. I understand it becomes difficult sometimes when there is cost involved, but the cost of losing your health is much more significant. If you need to seek help and advice, find a doctor and find the money. It's too important not to. More money can always be made or found, but you may not be able to buy your health back, in this case, your vision. This is my message for today. Bye for now. This is an added piece just to talk about the cost of getting an eye test. So for me, I went to the New Farm optometrist, which is probably one of the most expensive in Brisbane, to be honest. And it cost me $180 and I only got 60 back. So the Medicare rebate is $59 or $60. You can go to Specsavers and many others and have a free eye test. With regard to normal eye tests, you up to 65 years old, you can have one free or bulk billed Medicare covered eye test every 3 years. I actually thought it was every year, but I looked it up earlier before the video and it's every 3 years. Check that though. Check that out because it could be yearly. After 65, according to online, it says that you can have tests yearly, bulk billed. Now, according to ChatGPT, who's not always right, but we'll take the guidance, there you can have an eye test to see if your vision's okay, and then say if what happened to me happened 3 months later and I had floaters or flashes or whatever, you can go into an optometrist or call them and say, hey, I've got weird things going on with my eye. I think there's a problem. I think I've got a detached retina. I would like a check, and that can be bulk billed again. So Medicare allows you to bulk bill for what's considered to be an eye emergency on top of your eye tests. So you're looking at Specsavers, OPSM, some of the others. Just always call before you go in and say, do your bulk bill for eye tests I am having. When I rang, I said, I think I've got a detached retina. I've had flashes in my eye and weird things floating around. Can you fit me in straight away? If they hadn't seen me straight away, I would have gone elsewhere. I happened to have saved the money, so I was happy to go somewhere local and safe. I felt safe and it was easy for me. But that's the costs. And you can actually get that Medicare rebate on an emergency like that. Ring around. So Specsavers, OPSM, and quite a few others. If you just Google bulk bill eye tests, you'll find them all. Bye for now.